Today we will be knowing our Chong Buddha. I'm excited. When we pray here, when we see the three statues, like in our daily prayer, in every prayer, we have Chong Buddha statue at the right side. Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you know anything about Chong Buddha, our beloved Buddha?
Yes.
So he's one of our living Buddha who was born 1,000 years ago in China. So who are still in our heart, alive and playing a vital role to live our life, to meet our purpose of life in a positive way. Qigong is a Chinese word which means the honorable helper. So that means Qigong means he is an aid for all the sentient beings. When he was alive, when he lived his life, he was aid for lots and lots of sentient beings around him, and it starts from China. So 1,000 years ago in Song dynasty. So Song dynasty was the time where China was developing emotionally, developing economically, developing technologically, and he was a vital part of that society to improve the China status, where we can see how China looks like today now. So thank you to him, our most gratitude to him. Chong Buddha is known as living Buddha, as I told. When he was living, people entitled him as a living Buddha because he gave his whole heart, his whole body to people, to live their life, to make them positive. Whenever they were in vulnerable situation, he was there to protect them. So he's also known as a comic hero because he has like grandiose way to present himself to all of us in his own way. And I remember like when I know Chong Buddha, he's always wearing a hat, a fan, and a bottle. The bottle where he used to drink a lot of water, a lot of wine, they said. And he always said like life should be mixture of sweetness, sourness, bitterness. It should be balance of everything. So he purportedly declared to all of the sentient beings around him. And he's also known as Mad Monk because the Chinese mythology has said that he was expelled from the monastery, and then he went to live in the street by his own choice to help people around him. So he used to live in the street, and then he used to help everyone out there. He used to watch what's going on in the society, where the society is going to, where are the negative things the society need to get attention. So he had a servicey way to change it. So he did it in his own way, and until he takes a long time, like he reincarnated for 72 times, we believed, until the Qing dynasty, as a Shenren Kufo, to get into the heavenly degree. So we believe that we came to this earth for the purpose to save us, and now we remember him just because he is there for us, like from many years ago. So yes, Chong Buddha is like is like master of fine of ridicule. He exposes himself as a benevolent and compassionate nature. So we can see his kindness in every act he did. Like he has the control of his own sense organs. Like he knew, like he wanted to deliver the best humanity, the best love to us. So he has helped lots and lots of millions of sentient beings on that time. So from China it spreaded, and now we are in Australia, and we still remember him, and he will be in our heart like forever and ever. So Chong Buddha purportedly proposed supernatural power through Buddhist practice. So Buddhist practice practice. As Buddhist is so close and so sensitive topic for me, so would you please tell me like anything you would like to express yourself about Buddhism? Any words like about Buddhist practice? What is Buddhism?
Talking about Buddhism, maybe we'll think about Sakyamuni Buddha.
Oh yes, yeah, he is the co-founder of Buddhism. Yes, that was long time, even 2,500 years ago. So he came after Buddha, yeah, Sakyamuni Buddha. So every time we are fortunate to have Buddha in our human society. So regarding Buddhists, like I would say like Buddhism is a process to like, for example, we inhale and exhale inhale air and exhale the carbon dioxide. So in between that process, what our body is doing with the actions, like so when we know the true nature of ourselves, when we inhale oxygen, in that process, how we are inhaling, it depends on what we eat, what we think, and how the surrounding we belong, and what kind of ingredient we are putting in our mind, right? So Buddhism helps us to motivate, and it's an extraordinary deep learning to know our own soul, to build our spiritual progress, to get out of this life and birth circle. So Qigong Buddha is one of them who has been successfully blessed to the heaven where he doesn't need to get born. So he has received the nirvana. That's what I believe. So yes, for example, there are a lot of Chinese mythological stories. Thank you. Chinese, mythological stories, dramas, because they were fascinated by the way of Qigong Buddha. His movement, his actions were like very interesting to the society. So that's why he's a master of art. He used art as a medium to express love to people. So yeah, that's for example, he is also known as Mad Monk, as we discussed. And there are the supporting with that. I would remember one story. There was like one big ceremony, wedding ceremony happening in that time, and then so bride, groom, everywhere. There was a reception actually happening in that time, and then Qigong suddenly entered to the reception, and he just grabbed the bride and he ran away from that place. So everyone thinking like he's a mad monk, he is like, why he is doing this? So everyone was after that Qigong Buddha, and then suddenly after some time he ran away and he got them. And then when someone just looked back and they said that there was big natural calamities happened, and everyone was like, they could have died because of the calamities, and they realized that like because Qigong Buddha has the purpose to save people, that's why he acts in that way. So it took a while to know that Qigong Buddha has that virtues coming. After a long time, they as soon as they know that, they started believing he is our living Buddha. So Qigong Buddha so also relieved the poor. So in that time in China, there was like different status: poor, rich, superior, inferior. So what he did was, he was a free monk. He was living in a street. So there was no people, no around people, like he has to be in control of. So wherever he could go, he would help people, especially the poor one. And he was always against the injustice. There was, for example, in China, there was like on that time, 1,000 years ago, there was no monetary transaction. So there was like exchange of silver, gold, in terms of monetary things. So so what happened was, it was really sad, like that thing existed in China as well. Like the girl in a family has to sell their body to get money, for funeral, arrangement for the parents. So one day he was out in the street and he saw that girl was begging for money because she wants to bury her father. And then Chikongling Buddha was very thoughtful about it, and then he looked around and he knew where was the rich people there, so he used his good vibes to get into the good people, and then he used his wit and will to get that money from that rich people and helping that to the poor people. And he got the silver to that poor girl, and then the girl was very happy, and he left her straight away from that situation. So the helping nature of him doesn't stop in one place. Like, it was spreading over and over and many years, though he was like taking a lot of reincarnating time, but every time when he came, he was up to the goal for heavenly degree, So that's what we remember Chikongling Buddha every time for, and we always are grateful for whatever he has done for us. So yes, and there was like he was like good teacher, and still he is teacher for us, which we are proud. The thing is, like, there was like humiliations for the poor people, ordinary people happening in China those days, and he used to stand for the weak people, and he used to say, as he was very studious in his life, he was very studious person, so he always motivate people, in order to change, you have to study, because whoever has been successful in their life, they have been a good reader. So he always motivates people and go towards that the society, and always encourage everyone, you have to study. So he always was always like for the people who wanted to go to that directions where they can use their delegation of authority for saving people. He used to push that people who was very in ordinary situation by telling, like, you have to do this way, you have to sit up and don't just sit and don't just eat, you have to train your brain, you have to move yourself. So he, in his lifetime, he always, did so much for us, so much that we don't have like enough word to tell. So he has that, he built that karmic thread. So I would like to ask another question. So what is karma for us? What is karma? Can you please tell me what is karma? Yes, please, Sarah.
Simple term, what goes around comes around.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So that's what Chikongling did for us. Like, he sowed, he portrayed like karma. What is karma is? What we give, that comes. Like, if we want to plant a small flower, then we have to start it from our mind and do it with our action. So, or we want to make we want to plant and sow the long life, longest living trees. That is Pinus, is it? Right? That's longest living tree. Longivita, something. Pinus longivita. I think that's called the tree. That's longest. That lives longest. Oh, yeah, I think so. Thank you for that. Yeah. So it depends on us, and we all have capacity. That's what he believes in us, and he's been doing like this, and he's not around us. So because he's already in a heavenly degree, so we all have to take that responsibility, and we all have to take that willingness to spread his love for all of us. So yeah, this is how Chikongling Buddha looked like our Chinese. Thank you for China for presenting him in this way. Yeah. So yeah, this is the introduction of Chikongling Buddha.